Hello, my first grade friends. Today we are on page 513 in our math book. It is lesson 9.1. So if you're not on lesson 9.1, page 513, pause, find this page, hit play when you're ready to begin. All right. So today we are going to talk about order and length. Okay. How do we order objects by length? So I'm going to give you an example really quickly. I have a marker here. I have a paper clip and I have my pen. And actually I'm going to pick a different color pen so that way it stands out a little bit to you. I'll use my pink pen so it stands out. So I have this yellow paper. So I have a marker, I have a pen, and I have a paper clip. So sometimes they'll tell us to order objects by length, and they'll say, start with the longest item. So look at my items. Which is my longest item? So longest, in other words, means the biggest. Remember, when we talk about length, we're going this way, usually across. So when I look at these items, right, which one's my longest? Well, I notice that my pen is pretty long, isn't it? And when I look at it compared to my other objects, it is the longest. So here's my longest object. That goes first. Which one's the next longest? Right? Which means it's not as big as this one, but it's still a little bit big. Yeah, my marker, right? It's not as long as the pen. It's not the longest, but it's the next biggest because which one is the shortest? Which one's the shortest? Yeah, my paper clip. My paper clip, oh, it's very short, right? It's my shortest. So I went from longest to shortest. Okay, so whatever they ask for first is what goes at the top, and then we work our way down. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at our activity for today. Use objects to show the problem. Draw to show your work. Have children use classroom objects to act it out. Rosa has something that is longer than the drinking straw. She has another object that is shorter than a key. What objects might she have? So this is where one of the things you can do is kind of look around your house and see, look at this straw. Do you see something in your house that is longer than the straw? Do you see something? So everybody's house is going to be different. You're going to have different things, right? So maybe the pencil you're working with is longer than the straw. Maybe, look, my piece of paper is definitely longer than the straw, right? I have other things. I know there's a lamp in my room that's longer. I have my stuffed animal, right? He is longer than this straw, right? When I look at him compared to the size of the straw, look, his legs go all the way back here. Okay, so find something that is longer. And then what I'd like you to do is take your pencil and draw a line that is longer than the straw. All right, if you need to pause, you can do that. If not, just keep going. All right, then here's the key. So Rosa finds an object that is shorter than this key. So look around your house. Do you have something that is shorter than the key? If you need to pause to look around, go ahead. If you see something right away, okay, do you see anything? So I'm looking around my room and I see I have a paper clip that's shorter than the key. Maybe some of you might have a penny or a nickel in your house that's shorter. Let's see, I even have a Post-it. My Post-it might be shorter. Let me see. Oh, let me match it up to the key. Just barely. Look, it's just barely shorter. But as long as it is shorter, right? That means smaller, not as long as the key. As long as it's shorter, it's okay. So if you don't have anything, pause. If you do, the next thing I want you to do is draw a line that is shorter than the key. Okay. Once you draw your line that's shorter than the key, you can turn the page. All right. Order 3 pieces of yarn from shortest to longest. Draw the missing piece of yarn. So they don't want us to get yarn, okay? That's not what they're asking us to do. They want us to just draw it out, okay? Which means we're drawing a line because yarn is pretty much in a straight line. And they want us to draw things. And this one tells us to draw it from shortest to longest. So remember, whatever word they start with is the first one that we do. So here's the shortest line. Here's the longest line. What about this middle line? This is shortest, and each time it's going to get a little bigger until it's the biggest. So we want to make this line longer than this line, but it can't be longer than this because this is the longest. This is the biggest. So find a spot that is bigger than this one, but shorter than this one. So I kind of went in between the two. Draw a line down because that's our stopping line. Now we're going to make a line across. This is our piece of yarn. It's going to go from this line to this line. So I'm going to draw across. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, mine's not perfectly straight either, which is okay. Just do our best. Okay, so we went from shortest to longest. So this line has to be longer than this because when it's the shortest, it means there's nothing smaller than this. When it's the longest, it means there's nothing bigger than this. All right, so now we're going to try it here. Draw 3 lines in order from shortest to longest. And I am going to use different colors just so it stands out to you when I'm drawing these lines. Let me grab a few colored pencils to get me started. Okay. You can do this with your pencil. If you want to do it with a crayon, that's okay. You just got to be careful because if you make a mistake, you can't erase it. So we need a line that is the shortest. So shortest, is short going to be really long or is it going to be kind of small? Think about the word short. Yeah, kind of small. So I can make it tiny, right? I can make it really short. I can make it middle. It doesn't really matter. I just don't want to make it too long because this is the shortest line. So I put my end mark in where I want my shortest line to stop. And then I'm going to draw a line across. That's my shortest line. This one says longest, my longest line. So if this is my longest, is it going to be small or very big? Very big. So this line is going to go further. I'm going to make it stop. Should I make it really long? How about I do that? I'll make it the longest I can make it, all the way down here. So I make my stopping line, and then I draw my line across. All right, now I need to do my middle line. If this is the shortest and this is the longest, where does my middle line go? Where should my middle line go? Well, my middle line can't be smaller than this one, right? Can't be shorter. And it can't be longer than this one. So it's got to go somewhere in the middle. So I could make it over here, right? Because it's still bigger than this. And it's still shorter than this one. But could I make it right here too? Does that work? Is it still longer than this one? It would be. Still shorter than this one? Yeah. So let's go, I'm going to do here. Okay. Put my line in, my stop line. And then I'm going to go across. Okay, now notice, do you see the difference in my lines as we go? Right? It goes from shortest, which means small, gets a little bigger, and then the biggest, shortest to longest. All right, down here, the directions change. Now you're going to draw lines longest to shortest. All right, so think about this word, longest. Does that mean it's going to be very tiny or is it going to be big? What do you think? Yeah, when it says longest, it's going to be big. So I'm going to take and I'm going to make the longest line. So ready? Longest. Short or big? Yeah, big. So I'm going to put it down here, right? This is the longest line. All right. Shortest. Look at that word shortest. Is that going to be really long or is it going to be smaller? Smaller. So, should I make it really small this time? I can, right? Look, could I make my stop right there? Yeah, shortest. I make it as short as I want it to be. Remember, shortest means it can't be bigger than this, right? It needs to be smaller. All right, what about this one in the middle? Here's my longest. Here's my shortest. Where should this one go? Should it be really small? No, right? Because this is the shortest. Should it be really long? Nope, because that's the longest. So it needs to be somewhere in between. Right, would this work? Could I put it right here? Yeah, I could. I could even put it down here or over here. I just need to make sure that it's not, can't be longer than this line and it can't be shorter than this line. So there's my line. So I went from longest to shortest. Now my first graders, I know each time I've skipped this one, but if you want to make it in order and just make this one, you can. You don't have to go. You can go, you don't have to skip the middle one and go back to it. You can go right down in a row, like if you want to. All right, but we have to make sure that we're looking at these words to see what do we start with. So over here, you're going to give this one a try. Shortest to longest. We're drawing 3 lines. Shortest to longest. So this one, think shortest means it needs to be very small, right? Longest means this one needs to be very big. So I want you to pause, make your 3 lines, hit play when you're ready to check. All right, let's check our work. If you're hitting play, you did your lines. All right, shortest to longest. So your first one should be the smallest line. Now, it might not look exactly like mine, and that's okay. Your next one needs to be a medium size, right? Needs to be bigger than this one because this is the shortest. And your last one is the longest, right? So it needs to be bigger than all these two, right? It needs to be the biggest. Now, I didn't make this one huge, and that's okay, but did I still go from shortest to longest? I did. Each time it got bigger. All right, this one, the directions changed. Draw 3 lines. Okay, it says crayons, but they mean lines. In order from longest to shortest. So look at the first word, longest. If it says longest, is that first line going to be short or big? Yeah, and this is the shortest down here at the bottom. Is it going to be big or small? Pause, hit play when you're ready to check. All right, let's see. You're hitting play because you're ready to check. The longest line. Did you make yours pretty big? Probably, right? That's the longest line. The next one in the middle, right? It needs to be a little smaller, right? It needs to be smaller than this line, right? Smaller. And the last one, shortest. Did you make it the smallest line? Yeah, so look, you should have gone in order from biggest or longest to shortest. All right, if you need to fix anything, hit pause. If not, I'm going to keep going. Look at number 13. It says complete each sentence. Okay, so take a look. Here's our lines. We've got this green one, the blue one, and the red one. The blank yarn is the shortest. Which one's the shortest? Yeah, the blue. So we're going to write the word blue. The blue yarn is the shortest. Look at this. The blank yarn and the blank yarn are the same length. Ooh, here's that word same. Remember, same means equal. Which colors are the same? Look at that. Which one? Yeah, the green and the red. So we can put the green yarn and the red yarn are the same length. Okay, they are the same or equal to each other. The blue is the shortest though. If you need to pause, go ahead. If not, we're going to turn the page. Okay, draw 4 objects in order from shortest to longest. All right, so boys and girls, we're going to do something different instead. You are going to pause the video and I want you to look around where you are and see, can you find 4 different sized objects and put them in order from shortest to longest. So your first objects that you should have should be the shortest. Short means smallest. Very good. And the last one should be the longest. So go ahead and pause, find 4 objects and see if you can order them from shortest to longest. Okay. All right. So boys and girls, hopefully you found your objects. So I'm going to show you the ones that I found. I have this this paper clip, my Lucky Duck stick, right, that I have your names on. Right. I found this highlighter. I found this clip. I found a colored pencil, and I found this paper clip. Actually, I'm not going to use that paper clip. I'm sorry. I am going to use my Doug the Pug. So I have too many objects, don't I? So let me take one away. I'll take my colored pencil away. All right, so I'm going to order them. Right now, they're not in the right order. I need to go from shortest to longest. So my paper clip is the shortest. See how it goes only across to here? Then I've got my Lucky Duck stick. That's a little longer, isn't it? Right? And then I got a little bit longer with my highlighter, right? So shortest, that's a little longer, a little bit longer. And then look at my buddy Doug the Pug. Doug the Pug is the longest. Look at his leg. It comes all the way down to here. Okay. So when I'm comparing them, see how I put them kind of at the same spot at the beginning to compare them? You can't put it in the middle to compare. You always have to have the same starting point. Okay, so those are comparing our objects. I hope you enjoyed comparing your objects. All right, so we're going to skip over writing anything in there. The string, we're going to look at Think Smarter, Math on the Spot. So remember, you can watch the video if you want. The string is shorter than the ribbon. The chain is shorter than the ribbon. Wait, the string is shorter than the ribbon. The chain is shorter than the ribbon. Circle the longest object. All right, we're going to have a lot of these coming up. So in order to solve them, we kind of have to plan them out. And I'm going to let you just watch as I draw this out. I'm going to get a little piece of paper because they didn't give me much room. So it says the string is shorter than the ribbon. So here's my string. Says it's shorter than the ribbon. So let's see. So this will be my string. I'll put S for string. All right, it's shorter than my ribbon. So if this is my ribbon, I gotta make my ribbon. You ready? How about my ribbon right here? Does that work? Yeah. Is the string shorter? Is this shorter than the ribbon? It is. The chain, so I'm going to put C for chain, is shorter than the ribbon. So here's my ribbon. My chain needs to be shorter. So, is that shorter than the ribbon? It is. says circle the longest object. So look at our thing. We have our string, the ribbon, and the chain. Which one is the longest? The ribbon. So I'm going to circle the word ribbon. So sometimes, boys and girls, it is a good idea to write it out. Okay? It's a good idea to draw it out so that you can see what they're talking about. Sometimes the words get confusing. All right. Match each word on the left to a drawing on the right. So notice they only have 2 words right here and look, 3 pictures. So one picture is not going to have anything labeled. So which one? This word is shortest. Look at these pictures. Which one's the shortest? Yeah, the one in the middle. That's the shortest. Shortest means smallest, right? Longest. Which one of these is the longest? Which one's the longest? Yeah, the one at the bottom. Longest means the biggest. Here we go. And this one doesn't have anything, right? That's in the middle. All right, boys and girls. So my first graders, you're going to work on your personal math trainer. Okay, enjoy.